All right, good afternoon. Ranchi Darby here, giving another lesson plan today. And this lesson is going to be about one of our basic kicks. Actually, it's part 2 of Sidekicks. Part 1, we discussed how sidekick is one of the most powerful kicks in karate, except for a knee strike, if you consider that a kick. And we went through a lot of the basics, and we kind of left off with where the knee should be as you come around. Now, to reiterate, all kicks, I don't care what kind of kick you're doing. If it's a spinning kick, if you're doing spinning back hook kick, or you're doing jump kicks, or no matter what kind of kick you're doing, every time you kick, your knee has to come up, and the side kick is no different. Even if you're kicking low, if you want to get power behind that side kick, you've got to bring that knee up so that you can drive with the knee and the hip. All right, since we've covered a lot of the movement and the momentum on part 1, we're going to skip straight ahead and talk about knee action and where the foot should be placed and how the knee should come around when you're doing the side kicks. I believe we said in part 1 there are a lot of different kinds of side kicks. You can do a flying side kick, a spinning back side kick, skipping side kicks where you're starting back here and you're getting plenty of distance pushing off the kick. So there's just a lot of variations. But for this lesson, we're going to do just 2. We're going to do the front leg snap side kick, and then we're going to do spinning off your back foot side kick. Now, the reason it's called a side kick is because you're kicking off the side of your body, okay? When that happens, what you should be doing is you should be lining up the heel and the hip and the shoulder. Should all be in a line this way. This is how you throw side kick. Then when you turn that bottom foot, it's going to throw straight off the side here, okay? And we talked about the position that your foot should be in, okay? Turned over, making an edge. That's what we call sakuto. All right, so you should already know that. Just like in all the other basic kicks, and really almost all kicks that you throw anyway, after you throw the kick here and you have contact, you want to make sure that you bring that foot back into the same position with the knee up. That's where you started from. This does 2 things. Number 1, okay, it's knee up, kick, knee back. If you have to kick again, you can. You're in that position already. But number 2, you're blocking. You're keeping that person from coming in on you. So that serves 2 purposes, keeping that knee up. The third purpose is balance. That is how you maintain balance. A lot of times people lose balance on a side kick, especially when they're throwing it slow, because they let that foot either, number 1, stay out there. You see I'm having a hard time with balance because my knee's not bent. If that foot just kind of hangs out there, it's pulling you down. So that's making you having to struggle for balance. But if you get that knee in good and tight, and it's bent under you this way, you're going to have good balance. And you can stand there and throw multiple kicks if you want to. I mean, just boom, 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 over and over and again throwing those kicks. At least to the level you've got the skill set to do it. All right, with the knee, let's start off with the front leg side kick, all right, which is the one I was just doing. If your opponent is here, we want to practice this kind of like we were practicing our back fist earlier, without any other movement except for the elbow. Now this time, it's going to be just the knee, okay? When you come up, if my opponent is here, I want the angle of that knee to be perpendicular, 90-degree angle off of that target line. Okay, the greater your skill set, then the more that knee is going to come back behind you. All right. When I'm really throwing for power, I bring that knee all the way back here, boom, and then kick. All right. That allows me to turn my body. See, my lower body's turning. But anyway, for practice sake, especially for beginner, just work off a perpendicular angle. Okay. My target is straight off my hip here. My knee's going to come up here, this way. See how it's straight in line? All right. And remember, heel, hip, and shoulder in line with that target. So when you pick that knee up, it's going to be here. All right. Now, like a round kick, your foot wants to be up. Not even with the knee, but almost. All right. You don't want to turn this way. You're putting too much torque on your knee. Have the foot just below level of the knee. Okay. Knee perpendicular here. Foot, hip, and shoulder in line with the target. And foot up almost knee level. Okay. Another thing you want to do is you want to make sure that when you pick that foot up, you're already in that sakuto position, that knife edge, not flat-footed. Okay. So that is the front leg side kick going through each motion. Practice your kicks in a 4-phase method. Okay. In other words, it's not one movement. You want 4 movements, 4 phases of the kick. And those phases should be 1, knee up, 2, extended, 3, knee back in, and 4, setting it down. Okay? As you practice that, and like I said earlier in one of the videos, not just a few times, but over a course of many months, thousands upon thousands of times. Okay? Your balance is going to improve, your speed's going to improve, and with that is going to come better kicking ability regardless of your level. We have a lot of transfer students that come into Mojigai, especially in the area where we're at. There are a lot of schools who aren't really teaching good fundamental karate. So the students, innately they understand that. So they want to learn real skill sets, so a lot of them will transfer over to us and get these skills, okay? The difference is making sure, striving for that motion, striving for that, I don't want to use the word perfection, but for that excellence, you want to strive to get that thing as close to accurate as you can. Not just satisfied with, okay, it's close. All right? Practice, practice, practice. If you want to be good at your martial arts, you want your karate to be good, solid, so it's usable, get it right. Get as close as you can. But understand, as you're working on these, especially with the side kicks, because even though it's a powerful kick, it is somewhat difficult to get in the right motion. Okay? This is not a normal human position. Okay? This is not normal for our type of body design. All right? So we have to work at it. That takes time. Practice doing just that. Practice just picking your knee up and getting your foot up. Okay? Practice. Okay? Then the more you do it, the better your balance becomes. Okay? Kick, out, in, down. Okay? Get those techniques right. Now, we're going to do the spinning side kick or kicking off the back leg. Remember, because our target has not changed, our knee position is going to have the same position too. So what you're going to do is, from here, you're going to spin your whole body. Now what you can't see because of the angle of the camera here is that my bottom foot, while it's facing here, while I'm set up, what it's going to do is it's going to turn 180 degrees this way. All right? And my toes are going to be facing back here. So I'm going to come up, knee around my body, ready to kick, back in, and come back around and set it down. Now, watch the path of the knee and the foot. What I do, just like with a roundhouse kick or round kick, I pretend that there's a table here, and I bring my knee up over that table flat. And you'll see my knee and my foot come across the face of where there would be a table here. And yes, sometimes I do actually use a table to practice with. We have a table here at the dojo that we use for multiple purposes, and I use that as a training tool sometimes as well. If you're really, really limber, you can lower your stand-up bags and do them here off of this. This is a little too high for me at this point in my life. Again, watch the path of the knee as it comes around. Coming through. Knee's going to come perpendicular to your target. Don't cheat on that. Okay? Your foot's going to be tucked in tight to your body. Don't have your foot out here like this, kind of halfway tucked. Get it on in. Knee in, kick, back. Now watch the foot come back around. See how it's flat to your starting position. Okay? It's hard to do while you're talking and teaching. Again, coming around, all the way to my knee is perpendicular to the camera. Boom, kick, and in. Okay? And that is how you throw a side kick.